Coming up in KOIN 6 News this morning, as the mourning continues for the lives of more than 100 killed in the terror attack in Paris, French security forces on guard to prevent another attack. Plus, even with security concerns, the G20 summit will continue. What President Obama said to reporters today about the attacks after arriving in Turkey. And a huge cargo ship runs aground on the Columbia River. Hear what caused that mishap.
This is KOIN 6 News, watching out for you.
And welcome to KOIN 6 News. Today is Sunday, November the 15th, 2015. I'm Malene Park. We'll get to those stories in a minute, but first, let's get a quick check of your forecast with Joseph Dames. Joseph?
Yeah, we're seeing some rain this morning. It's going to be a wet start for our Sunday, so that rain that was kind of suspended off to the west yesterday along the coast, well, it's moving on in. Not enough to rock the boat, but I'll tell you what can. It's going to be the wind out there. Here's a nice shot. We had the flag blowing, and the wind gusts are going to be picking up as we go through the day today. You have that west-northwest breeze right around 13 miles per hour right now. Temperatures in the 40s. Here's a satellite radar. We are socked with clouds. You can see the rain showers moving right over Portland now, getting a little bit weaker if you're off to the west. That's where that cold front's setting up right now. That will cruise to the east as we go through the day today. And that could bring in some snow for the higher country. You can already take a look at the radar right now. Some rain and also some snow for those higher elevations. A little bit closer to home here in Portland. We are just seeing that rain steady here across the region. So looking ahead, we just going to see that rain turn into snow. I'll tell you all about that snow in my full forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Eileen?
All right, Joseph, thank you very much. French leaders promising to wage war on Islamic militants who hit Paris with a series of brutal and well-coordinated attacks. At least 129 people killed, including one American, and more than 350 people hurt. Jonathan Vigliotti has the latest from Paris. Now, this just into the KOIN 6 newsroom. A Belgian official says 7 people have detained in Belgium linked to those attacks. CBS has also learned that the FBI will send agents to Paris, but French officials have not yet asked for help. And with security on the front of everyone's mind, especially in Turkey for the G20, President Obama arrived this morning meeting with Turkey's president. Speaking to reporters, President Obama said the skies have been darkened in the aftermath of the terrorist attacks in Paris on Friday. The two-day summit brings leaders of the world's 20 biggest economies. French President François Hollande canceled his plans to attend the G20, but is expected to send a representative. 3 major issues on the table at the G20: economic slowdowns, the migrant crisis in Europe, and also climate change. Something to note, if you do plan on attending today's Seahawks game in Seattle, expect tighter security, even with U.S. officials saying there is no credible threat in the United States just yet. Heavily armed officers are also on guard in Times Square, and extra security was sent to French government sites in New York, Boston, and Washington, D.C. This is all out of an abundance of caution. The Justice Department says there is no evidence of any specific or credible threat targeting the United States just yet. But one U.S. official says there is an increase in chatter encouraging an attack on the United States. More strikes on the Islamic State reportedly took place this weekend in Syria. According to the UK-based activist group, some of the strikes targeted areas near a hospital in Raqqa. The strikes come on the foot of the deadly attacks across Paris on Friday night that killed at least 129 people and hurt more than 300. The Islamic State claimed responsibility for those attacks. Back here at home, a huge ship that was supposed to make its way to Portland ran into some trouble when it hit the beach. The boat ran aground near Martin Island on the Columbia River yesterday evening, just north of St. Helens. And the accident all caught on camera. The ship is named the Viking Emerald, out of Singapore, and it was reportedly traveling from Tacoma to Portland with a load of cars when it ran aground at around 4:16 Saturday. The Coast Guard says the crew reported that they lost steering. The tugboats worked throughout the evening to get the huge cargo ship off the beach.
There's currently been no report of any injuries, pollution, or damage to the vessel.
That's the good news. Once tugboats freed the boats, they took it to Longview to dock for inspection. In a KOIN 6 follow-up, police arrested a suspect in a series of arsons around southwest Portland yesterday. Officers booked Brandon Miller for setting 10 fires this past week. They say they caught him by using surveillance camera footage. And in another follow-up, Portland police say they arrested a 22-year-old man for exposing himself to women inside Portland businesses. Police say William Wimberly Jr. was already in jail on unrelated charges when they made the connection with the flashing reports. Police say a man exposed himself to numerous women from early October to just last week. Across the Northwest, the grocery chain Albertsons will get nearly 36 Hagen stores in a bankruptcy auction. Albertsons originally sold 146 stores to Hagen earlier this year. The grocery chain came in with the highest bid on 34 of the 55 Hagen stores. Those stores are also in Arizona, California, Oregon, Nevada, and Washington. Nearly 40 other stores did not receive a bid. Also, we have a traffic alert for you this morning. The Hawthorne Bridge will be closed today. The county will be inspecting and making repairs to the lift span from 5 this morning to 5 this evening. No cars will be allowed on the bridge and buses will be rerouted. But the sidewalks will be open for people on bikes and on foot. Well, a Seattle icon could be getting a facelift. The Seattle Times reports that the proposal was presented to the city on Friday regarding the refurbishment of the Space Needle's observation deck. The multi-year effort would be the largest reinvestment in the Space Needle since it was built back in 1962. The plans include replacing the metal security cage on the deck with a glass barrier to improve the view. The restaurant would also get new floors and ceiling energy efficient windows. The project would be paid for through private, not public money. That's cool.
That is cool. That's one of my favorite locations and buildings.
Yeah.
So
I haven't been yet, so maybe next time I'm in Seattle, I'll try.
Oh yeah, you have to get up there. You have to get up there.
What a difference in the weather from yesterday morning to today. It was chilly actually going to my car.
Yeah, walking out to my car, it was just a wind gust right there, it seemed like, and it was just so strong out there. We're going to be dealing with the wind as we go through the day today, and also the rain showers. That cold front that was bound to just push across the region has done that through the overnight and into this morning. We have a look at the Doppler radar for your Sunday. Look at the rain stretching from the north all the way down to Eugene, and even seeing some probably snow for the higher elevations there off to the east. A little bit closer to home here, we have Hillsborough down towards McMinnville. Some rain showers there for you folks. So if you do have to get out, whatever it's going to take you this morning, be prepared for that. We'll take you outside real fast. You can see those raindrops on the camera and doing a little bit of a shimmy there because of the wind. You can see right around 13 miles per hour. Temperatures in the 40s as we go through the day today. It's going to cool down, and we're going to see those rain showers turn into snow for the Cascades, and it's going to continue for the next couple of days. I'll tell you about that snow and my full forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Eileen?
Joseph, you said my favorite word, snow. Thank you so much. All right, there's a new type of high-rise coming to the Pearl District. Many high-rises are made from steel and concrete, as you know, but this one is actually made of wood. So KOIN wants to know if that's safe. Cor Harlan finds out.
Construction doesn't begin here for another year, but there is a first of its kind in America building being planned for the Albina Bank building space behind me here at the corner of 10th and Gleason in the Pearl. And what makes this project most unique is what the building will be made out of.
You can see here we have the timber members, and then you have another level that's actually turned perpendicular.
Cross-laminated timber, plain old dimensional lumber made from small logs, infused with some cutting-edge mill technology to create the structural elements that'll go into this 12-story Pearl District high-rise.
There's been a real interest in the architectural community, in the development community, and the construction community to think about ways to build with more renewable materials, and wood is really that material.
Thomas Robinson is the architect behind what will be one of the nation's first high-rises made from wood. He's quick to remind us this building will not be like what you'd think of when you think of a traditional stick-built house. These timbers are much stronger, lighter, and well-equipped to handle the shaking in an earthquake.
Thinking of this as more like the the floor.
Floor, okay.
Yeah.
So this would actually be okay.
Yeah. So and also like it would be the floor, but also what we call the shear walls.
High-rise wood buildings are already popular in places like Switzerland, London, and Vancouver, BC even. And the building developer says high-rises made of wood are the face of the future high-rises.
And this is also the future of construction, as in we have a new product type that we can start to build with, an more environmentally responsible product, and a new method of construction, a new method of thinking about how to build buildings.
It is a step toward the future in building, drawing on the experience of one of Oregon's oldest industries, together paving the way for an environmentally more sustainable skyline in the Pearl District. In Northwest Portland, Cor Harlan, KOIN 6 News.
The future is here. All right, Cora, thank you very much. The time now is 6:11. Coming up, a mass resignation involving more than 2,500 Latter-day Saints church members. Why they say they left the church. Plus, it only took 6 seconds to destroy a pier in San Francisco. We'll show you the video next. Welcome back. A devastating landslide in China, and the death toll just keeps climbing. This is video of rescuers sifting through the mud and rocks that buried nearly 30 homes. Right now, 16 people have died, with nearly 24 others still missing. The landslide happened Friday after heavy rains loosened the soil, sending it into the village of the Zhejiang province. So far, one survivor has been found in the rubble, and that person is now recovering at a hospital. And in Utah, more than 2,500 people showed up at a Salt Lake City park yesterday. They took part in the mass resignation from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, upset about a new policy regarding children living with gay parents.
To call the exclusion and the discrimination some type of protection, I don't believe it.
The call for mass resignations came last week when the LDS Church released new guidelines. One policy doesn't allow the natural or adopted children of parents in same-sex relationships from receiving a name and a blessing in a ceremony performed by the Mormon priesthood, according to the handbook. Many say, as hard as it was the right decision to walk away from the religion.
It's nothing that's easy, but on the same token, I have to stand up for humanity, and I have to stand up for the right thing. And to me, supporting these great people here and in their effort to understand that those of us that are in mixed families or families, all families matter.
But listen to this. The church did offer a clarification on Friday, saying that the policy does not affect children already baptized in the church. Caught on camera. Take a look at this. Crews in San Francisco demolished the largest remaining pier of the Old Bay Bridge Saturday morning. To do it, they had to use almost 600 explosive charges in just 6 seconds. The Videz family woke up early this morning to grab a front row seat, but they say they weren't all that impressed with the show.
I thought it would be bigger. I thought I was gonna see like something come down.
I thought it would be more. I didn't. I mean, it was okay.
The crews will spend in the next coming days in the water to see if that blast really worked and if the pier collapsed the way it should. That implosion costs $20 million. Just a cool $20 million.
It's a cool 20.
Right, Joseph. Okay, let's talk about this rain situation right now.
Hey, we have a lot of rain moving on in, so today's the day that we have to get the rain shield out, do whatever you can to stay on the drier side. Actually, yesterday Astoria broke a record with the amount of precipitation that they've had. And right now, as we look outside, you can see the raindrops on Portland. Temperature cooling us down into the 40s, 45, and as we take a look at actually Mount Hood there, Dayton's still pretty dark at 44 and the coast at 46. Once again, let's talk about the coast real fast because Astoria yesterday collecting a lot of rain with that front that was sitting along that whole coast there, picking up about 2.78 inches of rainfall. That is a record set yesterday. The previous record was 2.62 back in 2001. It shows you how much moisture is really throughout the whole Northwest right now, and it's going to continue to stream on through. You can see on the radar here, it's permeating all the way across the Northwest. Here's Portland all the way down to the I-5 to Salem. Expecting the rain showers this morning for you folks. So if you're heading out wherever you may go for your Sunday morning, expect the rain, snow even picking up possibly there for the higher elevations. What we have going on is this low pressure. It's going to track off to the northeast, and as it does that, it's going to be like a pendulum for this cold front. It's going to swing across the region. and that's going to bring in some cooler air, which will lead to possibly some snow and a good amount of snow accumulation for the higher elevations and even the passes. So it's already showing some of the snow right there. That's really for the higher elevations right now, but that snow level will drop as we go through the day today. Since midnight, Salem about 4/10 of an inch, and PDX just shy of 2/10 of an inch. So good amount of moisture. Most of that's off to the southwest. The story you're going to break for today so far. It's been rainy weekends. If you've noticed, the weekend total much more than the weekday total over the last 4 weeks. And so if you've been planning for the weekend, you've been dealing with probably some precipitation across the region. Temperatures in the 40s, the lower 40s, 43 right here in Portland, 43 in Vancouver. Milwaukee right around 41. What we're doing with the cooler temperatures is going to start to see some snowfall. So we do have a winter weather advisory. I'll be telling you right about now what we're going to be looking at for those snow levels. With those snow levels falling down to about the 25 feet right there, we're going to be picking up the snowfall for the next couple of days. So we can see about 5 to 10 inches. Here's our Mount Hood snowcast, and we'll look at that. And look at this, the high tip-top peaks can pick up anywhere to maybe even 14 inches. So we're seeing a lot of snowfall over the next 24 hours, which is great for all the skiers out there. All right, rain and cloud forecast is 7:30 in the morning. It does lighten up a little bit. We'll leave a chance for maybe a rumble of thunder along the coast as some unstable cool air moves on through. We'll see the snow through the higher country. A break for our Monday morning, but then a wave returns. Look at that for our Monday evening, right around 8:30. The rain picks right back on up, and I think we could see just about probably an inch of precipitation. So here's your 7-day forecast as we move forward. Temperatures right around 50 degrees. Our high was at midnight already at 55, so we're going to stay pretty cool. Monday, 48 degrees. Tuesday, 58. And Wednesday, highs right around 55. You know how I said I thought it was going to be dry on Thursday and Friday? It might be a little bit slower on Friday and Saturday.
Gotcha. You're changing your... I mean, it's
got to change a little bit.
Exactly. All right, Joseph. Thank you very much. Sure. You're watching KOIN 6, watching out for you.
Coming up later on in sports, the Oregon Ducks football team is making the college football world stand up and take notice. We're going to highlight what they did against the Stanford Cardinal last night. Plus, it was a tough night for the Oregon State Beavers on the road against the Cal Golden Bears, and the Portland State Vikings stand victorious in their final home game of the regular season. All those highlights and lots more are coming up in sports. Stay right there.
Welcome back. The Oregon Ducks made a statement against the Stanford Cardinal yesterday. David Solano is here with that and much more in his sports highlights.
And a very good Saturday morning to you. Well, the Oregon Ducks able to knock the Stanford Cardinal out of the national title picture last night. And a huge day from Vernon Adams, and some key mistakes from Stanford's quarterback were the story as Oregon keeps its Pac-12 title hopes alive. Here we go in the first quarter with Oregon leading 7-3. Kevin Hogan on the keeper and dances to the end zone from 22 yards out, moving Stanford back into the lead. Hogan 28 of 37 for 304 yards of passing. So later on in that first quarter, the Ducks' Charles Nelson says, "Later, fellas," and runs past everyone for a 75-yard touchdown. Nelson 88 yards of rushing for Oregon. He has got the wheels. Second quarter, more Ducks offense. Adams all sorts of time, and then he's going to go up top to Darren Carrington on a 47-yard touchdown. Carrington 54 yards of receiving, and Adams 10 of 12 for 205 yards of passing and 2 touchdowns. We go to the third quarter with Oregon now trailing 23-21. The Ducks' Royce Freeman powers his way to the end zone, 19 yards out for the lead. Freeman 105 yards on 16 carries for the Ducks. Fourth quarter with Stanford now trailing 38-30. Hogan get a hit. Greg to Bauda to pull the Cardinal a little closer. So Stanford going for the 2-point conversion, but it's no good. Ducks stunned the Cardinal 38-36, and a huge one last night. And Oregon State head coach Gary Anderson and the Beavers taking on the Golden Bears in California yesterday. We go to the second quarter with the Beavs trailing. Quarterback Nick Mitchell, a beautiful 29-yard touchdown pass to Jordan Villeman. He helps lead Oregon State with 83 yards of receiving. Mitchell 14 of 28 for 161 yards of passing and 2 touchdowns. But then California's quarterback Jared Goff, unstoppable. 6 touchdown passes to help the Golden Bears win 54-24. Meantime, Southern Utah and Portland State going to work. Second quarter tied at 10. It's quarterback Alex Carissa to Thomas Carter, the third on the 73-yard go-ahead touchdown. Carissa 196 yards of passing and 2 touchdowns. Fourth quarter, PSU getting fancy. Kieran McDonough throws a halfback pass to Cameron Thompson for the lead. So after Southern Utah would score, they're going to try to go for the old 2-point conversion, but when they do, it's no good. Vikings win 24-23 in their final home game of the regular season. All right, well, many of our local high school soccer teams played for state titles this weekend. Lincoln defeated West Salem 2-0 in the 6A boys soccer state championship game yesterday. And on the girls' side, Jesuit and Tualatin meeting up in their Class 6A state title game. 36th minute, Tualatin's keeper steps out of the box, and Jesuits' Cam Clark taking full advantage with a goal for the Crusaders. Jesuit wins 1-0 and let the celebration begin as Jesuit can hoist the state championship trophy. What a special moment for the kids.
It's huge. We haven't won in the last 5 years. We are a young team. We worked so hard. We deserved it. We deserved it.
We obviously lost our first 2 games of the year, and we knew every game we had to come back and work harder. And every practice we gave it all we had, all leading up to this. It was a great season.
Well, this is my senior year, so it's honestly the best birthday present I can ever ask for. It was an amazing experience. It still is an amazing experience right now. This team is amazing at this. They all came together and worked so hard for this. This team is like a giant present to me.
College hoops now, where Oregon State took on Northwest Christian in its season opener in Corvallis. First half, we're going to go the Beavs. Drew Eubanks flying on in for the big-time flush, the big fella. 13 points to go along with 8 rebounds for Oregon State, and definitely worth another look. Later on now in the first half, Gary Payton II on his game. There's a steal. He goes coast to coast, and it is showtime for GP2. He has got the serious hops. He leads Oregon State with 16 points, 6 assists, and 6 rebounds. You got to watch it one more time, right? Oregon State wins 74-52. And just a friendly reminder that the Seahawks are back in action against Arizona later on tonight. We will highlight that game during Game On from 11:35 to midnight tonight with Stan Brock and I. That game plus many others later on Game On. Make sure to join us. And also congratulations to all of the local high school soccer teams who won state titles on Saturday. Congratulations. That's a look at sports.
All right, David, thank you very much. The time is now 6:29. You're watching KOIN 6, watching out for you. Coming up, even with security concerns, the G20 summit will continue. What President Obama said to reporters about the terrorist attacks in Paris after arriving in Turkey today. And we take a closer look at the grocery chain that just bought 30 Hagen stores in a bankruptcy auction. That's coming up. Now at 6:30, as people in Paris mourn the lives of more than 100 killed in the terrorist attacks, French security forces are on guard to prevent another one. Plus, terrorism took center stage at the Democratic presidential debate. What did the candidates say? And we have a traffic alert for anyone wanting to take the Hawthorne Bridge today, why it's closed and when it's expected to reopen.
This is KOIN 6 News, watching out for you.
And good morning. Today is Sunday, November the 15th, 2015. It is 6:33 this morning. I'm Aline Park. We'll get to those stories in just a moment, but first, a quick check of your forecast with Joseph Dames. Hi, Joseph.
Hey, good morning to everyone on this Sunday. I'm sure you've heard the rain and the wind all morning, especially if you've been downtown through Portland and off to the south for Salem. It's finally moved on through. We had that cold front that was just stuck on the coast yesterday, and it's bringing in those rain showers this morning. We do have low pressure that will slowly move off to the northeast. It's going to swing that cold front on, and as it pushes to the east, it's going to pull in some cooler air behind it, which will lead to some snowfall probably for the higher elevations, and a decent amount of snowfall at that. Here's the current look at the radar from Battleground down to the south for Salem off to McMinnville. Seeing some of the heavier pockets of rain just west of I-5 there. We do have to worry about that snow eventually as we get into later on today, which could lead to some tricky traveling for the passages and the higher roads there moving through the mountains. So I'll be telling you all about the snow in the higher country. My full forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Eileen?
All right, Joseph, thank you very much. French leaders promising to wage war on Islamic militants who hit Paris with a series of brutal and well-coordinated attacks. At least 129 people were killed, including 1 American. Hundreds are still injured. Jonathan Vigliotti with the latest from Paris. And security right now on everyone's mind, especially in Turkey for the G20 forum that kicked off today. President Obama arrived this morning meeting with Turkey's president. Speaking to reporters, President Obama said, quote, "The skies have been darkened in the aftermath of the terrorist attacks in Paris on Friday." The two-day summit brings leaders of the world's 20 biggest economies. French President François Hollande has canceled his plans to attend the G20 but is expected to send a representative. Three major issues on the table at the G20: economic slowdowns, the migrant crisis in Europe, and climate change. And in a KOIN 6 follow-up, Portland police say they arrested a 22-year-old man for exposing himself to women inside Portland businesses. Police tell us William Wimberly Jr. was already in jail on unrelated burglary charges when they made the connection with the flashing reports. Police say a man exposed himself to numerous women from early October to just last week. Across the Northwest, the grocery chain Albertsons will get nearly 36 Hagen stores in a bankruptcy auction. Albertsons originally sold 146 stores to Hagen earlier this year. The grocery chain came in with the highest bid on 34 of the 55 Hagen stores. Those stores are also in Arizona, California, Nevada, and Washington. Nearly 40 other stores did not receive a bid. The Democratic candidates for president returned to the campaign trail today after last night's debate. In this second matchup, Hillary Clinton took some heat from her opponents. Weijia Zhang with that story.
Hillary Clinton met with supporters right after Saturday's debate in Iowa.
Thank you all for making this such an exciting and successful campaign.
The Democratic presidential debate.
The former Secretary of State was the first to field questions about foreign policy after the attacks in Paris.
We have to look at ISIS as the leading threat of an international terror network.
Clinton entered Saturday's debate with a strong lead in the polls, and her opponents made a point to go after the frontrunner. Senator Bernie Sanders questioned the campaign cash she's received from big business.
Why do they make millions of dollars of campaign contributions? They expect to get something. Everybody knows that.
He has basically used his answer to impugn my integrity.
CBS News partnered up with Twitter for the debate, encouraging people to post their thoughts with the hashtag #DemDebate. Twitter tracked which candidates were talked about the most and the most popular topics.
So you saw a lot of conversation about gun issues. You saw a lot of conversation about Wall Street.
Former Maryland Governor Martin O'Malley's most talked about moment came when he attacked a candidate from the other party.
And let's say it in our debate, because you'll never hear this from that immigrant bashing carnival barker Donald Trump. The truth of the matter is,
all three candidates celebrated their debate performance.
I feel very, very good about the debate.
Now it's time for voters to decide. Weijia Zhang, CBS News, Des Moines, Iowa.
We have a traffic alert for you this morning. The Hawthorne Bridge will be closed today. The county will be inspecting and also making repairs to the lift span from 5 this morning to 5 this evening. No cars will be allowed on the bridge and buses will be rerouted, but the sidewalks will be open for people on bikes and on foot. So for anyone walking that bridge, Joseph, will they need a raincoat?
They definitely will need a raincoat.
At
least this morning, if you're going out for an early bike ride or for a walk, you especially want to grab a rain jacket or a windbreaker or something like that.
Good to know.
It's going to be a wet start. Finally, that rain has moved in across the region. At least for Portland, you can take a look outside right now. A little bit of those raindrops still on the camera, resonating some of the light there. And we're just going to continue to see that light precipitation as we do move forward through the morning hours. I'll tell you, our temperatures have really dropped. Our daytime high for today was at midnight at 55 degrees. We've already cooled off 12 degrees. It's 43 right now, so maybe bundle up if you're heading out. And a breeze at right around 13 miles per hour. As we go through the day, today temperatures are going to pretty much hang out in the 40s. It's not going to warm up all that much. You can see the rain for the morning, and then we'll probably have showers and clouds mostly for the afternoon into the evening hours. Here's 5 o'clock at 45 degrees. Maybe going to go check out that Seattle Seahawks football game tonight. Well, we have some snow also to pair with this rain. I'll tell you all about that in my full forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Eileen?
Oh, thank you, Joseph. All right, the time is now 6:40. Coming up, take a close look at this video. We'll tell you what's causing this forest floor to heave, making it appear as if it was breathing. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We have a recall alert for you this morning. Kia is now warning drivers about their Kia Souls. The 260,000 car recall comes after the automaker says there may be a problem with the vehicle's steering controls. Kia says the adhesive used to secure a steering gear may not be enough and could result in the driver losing control of the car. The model years being recalled were made in 2014 and 2015. The company says there have been 5 cases claiming to have the problem, but no reports of any accidents or any injuries just yet. Well, if you're looking for a unique colored car or SUV, Jeep might have what you're looking for. It's unveiling a special edition Wrangler Backcountry offered in, quote, extreme purple. The Backcountry is based on a Sahara model with 17-inch wheels and unique decals, and yes, they all come in purple. Jeep hopes the limited edition will be more attractive to city dwellers, but don't worry, there are less vibrant colors available, including blue, black, or gray. And the country's first USDA certified organic fast food restaurant has opened its doors in a San Francisco suburb. The Organic Coop says 95% or more of its ingredients come from certified organic growers and farmers, serving chicken, breads, and even sodas. And no plastic bottled water either. That comes in a tiny milk carton. But organic doesn't come cheap. The chicken burger is nearly $9, but the owner says that helps pay the staff a decent wage, starting at $14 an hour. The owners aim to open 25 more locations in the next 14 months. So here's a question for you. How do you feel about renting your clothes? What about handbags and even prescription glasses? Hannah Daniels explains.
Shama Matthews sees her prescription glasses as more than just eyewear.
I like to treat my glasses almost like another accessory.
But owning multiple pairs gets expensive. So now Matthews rents them. On the site Ditto.com, she can do a virtual try-on. The computer shows her what they'll look like.
So the same way I change up my earrings or my necklace for my outfit, I like the idea of being able to change up my glasses.
For a monthly subscription of $34, she can exchange glasses as often as she likes. When the new ones come in, she sends the old ones back.
I think I've changed them up every 2 or 3 months.
Ditto.com just started its subscription service and is joining a movement of companies offering rented fashion.
Probably every day of the week, one piece of something I'm wearing is rented.
Christy Bamber not only wears rented fashion, she teaches others how to do it on her website, The Rented Lifestyle.
Pretty much anything you need, you can rent now.
Everything she's wearing is rented from subscription websites, except for the shoes. The outfit is from Rent the Runway, the necklace from Rocksbox, and a monthly subscription to Bag, Borrow, or Steal got her the high-end handbag.
So I'm not buying a handbag that I carry for a year and then it ends up in the back of my closet, never to be seen again.
I try different styles because I'm not committing to one that I feel like I have to keep for, a year or two. I can be a little bit more adventurous.
For Matthews, having a variety of options is why she plans to keep renting. Hannah Daniels for CBS News, New York.
Someone who has to wear glasses, why would you want to wear glasses? Boggles my mind. All right, you got to see this to believe it. Take a look at this video of a forest carpet in Nova Scotia. If you look closely, you can see the forest floor moving up and down as if it was breathing. So far, the clip has gotten a few million views and counting. The tree roots have apparently detached from the moorings, so when the wind catches the trees, the ground appears to breathe. Check this out. For many kids, there's nothing like a new bike. And for thousands of kids near the Mall of America in Minnesota, their wish came true. Yesterday, the group Bikes for Kids gave away some of its more than 5,000 donated bicycles. The purpose of the group is to get kids involved in biking and outdoor activities, focusing on a healthier and more active childhood. So that brings us to our Facebook question of the day. If you could donate to one cause, which one would it be? Maybe you would help the homeless or people in your area, or maybe an organization like the Red Cross or Salvation Army. Just head on over to our KOIN 6 Facebook page right this very second and let us know. What about you? What's a cause that you really like?
There's so many that you can donate to.
It's true.
And it'd probably be some kind of weather research related something.
Is that right?
Just for, on the side. But no,
Not
there's
what
so
I was
many,
expecting
Yeah,
you
no,
to
not
say.
at all. No. There's so many good, things
There
that you
are.
can donate to. How about you?
Mine would probably be something dealing with human trafficking.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 That's definitely needed.
Very much so.
I would say so. What's changing into the weather right now, and we've been waiting for that cold front to move on through, and it has finally pushed its way on in. And that's brought some rain showers from Portland all the way from the coast, and it's going to be bringing some snow eventually to the Mount Hood region. Look at this, 43 degrees right now in Portland. It is a cool start for your Sunday. Mount Hood at 34. We will be watching this closely to wait to see if we start to see some snow. We have Dayton at 44 degrees in the coast. The warmer spot at 46 this morning. All right, here's another look at what we have going outside right now in Portland, and then we'll take a look at Mount Hood real fast. No snow just yet, but we are awaiting that, and we'll continue to keep our eye on that as we watch the satellite and radar throughout the morning and into the afternoon. The flow is moving to the south and southeast. You can see things kind of tapering off to the northwest. I'm still going to leave it a chance in for those showers for most of the morning in the cloud coverage, and maybe even a rumble of thunder. This cold front's moving on through as the low pressure trucks off to the northeast, and that's going to bring in some cooler air as we move forward through the day today. The Doppler radar right now, as we look at that rain from Ridgefield all the way down to Portland, even some pockets of heavier rain just west of I-5 there, showing some snow for probably the peaks of Mount Hood there, and that's about it. And then as we see the temperatures cool down through the day today, then we'll see the snowfall levels also fall. Since midnight, we've collected just about 0.2 of an inch. Salem a little bit more than that at 0.4 of an inch. Eugene at 2.27. So a good amount of moisture there. If you've been feeling like it's been rainy on the weekends, well, it definitely has. This is the last 4 weekends, really for the last 4 weeks. We've been kind of demolishing the weekdays there. So if you've had plans on the weekend and it's been rainy, well, that's because it's been the pattern lately. Temperatures in the 40s right now, 41 degrees in Milwaukee and 41 downtown, and in Vancouver at 43 with the cooler weather. We are going to be waiting that snow to move on in. We have a winter weather advisory for the Cascades all the way through until midnight. Here's what we have going on with the Mount Hood snowcast. As we go through our Sunday, Monday, and into Tuesday, we could collect a decent amount of snowfall. I think as we go through at least today and into tomorrow, anywhere from about 6 to maybe 12 inches in the higher elevations, and maybe even a little bit more than that. The rain and cloud forecast here is 8 a.m. we see the scattered rain showers, some pockets of heavier rainfall. Here's Sunday at 1 o'clock today. So as we get into right around the lunch hour, expect the more scattered rainfall, not as steady as that we've seen through the morning hours. We'll keep the clouds in there, and then our second wave of moisture moves on in as we get into our Monday. So a little bit of a break for our Monday night, and then eventually the rain moves in full force as we get into our Monday night. All right, here's your 7-day forecast. Temperatures in the 50s today. We already topped off at 55 degrees at midnight, so we're not going to warm up much today. Monday and Tuesday, we'll keep the rain showers in there before we start to dry up on Friday and into Saturday. Hopefully some nice sun breaks by then.
I'm crossing my fingers. After the newscast, I go out and report, and I'm just begging my producer. I'm like, I want to go to Mount Hood. I want to see snow.
Okay, yes.
Yay.
Yes, we'll have a good amount of snowfall, so maybe tomorrow.
All right, Joseph, thank you very much. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Here are the things you need to know as you start your Sunday morning. Investigators following leads and questioning relatives of a man who has been identified as one of the attackers in Paris. 129 people were killed and 350 others hurt in Friday's attack. If you plan to attend today's Seahawks game in Seattle, expect tighter security, even with U.S. officials saying there is no credible threat just yet in the United States. Portland police say they arrested a 22-year-old man for exposing himself to women inside Portland businesses. Police tell us William Wimberly Jr. was already in jail on unrelated charges when they made the connection with the flashing reports. And finally, a heads up, the Hawthorne Bridge will be closed today. The county will be inspecting and making repairs to the lift span from 5 this morning to 5 this evening. No cars will be allowed on the bridge, but the sidewalks will be open for people on bikes and on foot.
And as we look at our 7-day forecast, temperatures right around 50 degrees today. It's just going to be a wet day and breezy for our Sunday. Stay mostly cloudy, maybe a break of sunshine later on this evening as things do slowly move off to the east. Monday and Tuesday, keep the rain in the forecast, keep the clouds in the forecast too. Temperatures at 48 degrees on Monday, 58 on Tuesday. We could see some snowfall tonight and into the evening, so that's something we'll be watching on Mount Hood. Make sure you join Riley O'Connor later tonight. He'll have your updates Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We finally start to see some sunshine, temperatures in the 50s.
And if you do plan on going out, maybe visit Mount Hood where you're going to see a lot of snow.
Yes, just be a little bit careful on the road.
Right.
It's a little snowy maybe.
Remember to winterize your
That's
tires.
right. It's going to be a great scene though.
All right, Joseph, thank you very much. Thank you for watching KOIN 6 News.